Alrighty, we're back with the Prononic Crow Inquisitors. Going into the third hour here, so that's cool. Let's do some burning wheel. So, I think we're going to have a birthday party. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Gwen's birthday has finally arrived. And since Gwen is your favorite wife, you just pretty much celebrate.
I think we established that it was instead going to be sort of like a group.
No, exactly.
Party.
That's what I was saying, right? Like, I think you would do it on Gwen's actual birthday,
right? Yeah.
But then you're also celebrating everyone else's birthday, all of your other.
Because I can't afford to celebrate 50 birthdays already.
Which is saying something. But I guess it also says something about the kind of party that you'd throw. Like if you did throw an actual party for each of them, you'd spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
You could probably have a quiet get together for all of them, but you don't care about your wives like that.
Well, plus half the time they're not here, so it would be difficult.
So does this mean that all of your wives are back now?
I probably not. Maybe. I feel like that would be really difficult to set up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he probably has as many that can come. I mean, any that aren't like in deep cover or whatever.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then when the ones come back that weren't there, he probably does something like they have like a small thing, like you said, a little thing.
Sure. Okay. So this is the morning of all this going on. So what is everybody doing? So like Cantarius, you're planning on coming to this, right? I think that was established.
To the party?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, how do you go about how are you prepared for that? Like, do you just go like you would to any time you've gone and hung out with Caspian? Do you have clothes that you could dress up in?
No, I'm kidding.
Do you have clothes that you could dress up in or something? Or
I probably not. I don't see why we would.
Yeah. Would you bother looking nice at all?
Right.
I would probably ask what's his goodness, Caspian. I thought of the name Caspian and I was like, what, that's not his name. And I was like, no, it is. It's weird. No, I'd probably ask him. Yeah, I'd probably ask him for some sort of clothing, or just ask him what I should wear, kind of a thing.
You're talking about Caspian?
Yeah.
Asking me what you should wear?
Yeah.
I don't know what you I don't know what you have. Wear something nice. I don't know. It's a birthday party. Wear something. Where to a birthday party?
Man, I've probably never been to a birthday party before in my life.
You've never had a party anywhere, a birthday
Probably
party.
not.
For anybody, really. None of the people in your camp have ever had a birthday party for anybody that you at least passed by.
They've never had a birthday. No, I'm kidding.
They just all die before they're one.
They never lived long enough. I mean, if they never had a birthday, they wouldn't be born. That's what that means.
No, Theo, that was just that was a joke. Okay.
Technically, what's happening? This is an
that
anniversary.
Part was supposed to be funny. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. It's supposed to be funny, kid. Funny.
So hilarious.
Funny.
Yeah. So you just go in regular clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then are you bringing anyone with you? Like, who else is going with you?
Probably. What's his name? The detective, ex-detective guy.
Nadimo?
Yeah, Nadimo.
A reason why Theo isn't going? Other than that he's not here to play.
I mean, I don't know if he would necessarily, right? Like, he hasn't had any real interaction with you, right? Right.
Well, no, but he could have gone with
Cantarius. I mean, yeah, we would have a good narrative reason for him to be there if he was here, but I don't think we have necessarily a narrative prerogative to have him here.
I suppose.
Right? So, are you bringing Raiden with you?
Gotta bring your ninja. Come on.
Okay. Honestly, yeah, I think I do. I don't know why. I want to because I feel like it's going to be a part of the story, and that's cool. But
that's the thing, right? It's the idea of redeeming them. Remember, you don't leave them out of your sight. You're trying to make him into a better person.
All right. Okay. That's a good. Yep. It's a good cop out.
Yeah.
You don't want him to get out of your sight because
You know
That's
what
also
it
a very
is.
good cop out.
prayer's not a good
understand
solution
that.
in this town.
Right.
I mean, he doesn't even have the capability of prayer anymore, so.
That's right.
I love how that's just become a
Oh.
byword now for.
Oh, I was like, what do you mean? Why can't he pray?
I was confused
Oh.
for a second too. Yeah.
Oh.
Prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is weird.
So so yeah, I think what happened with Connor is
Okay.
Caspian, you're about to leave, or I'm sorry, Cantarius, you're about to leave.
Okay.
And you have Nadima next to you, and is Antonius coming?
I don't know. Is Antonius coming?
Antonius like parties.
If you asked him to come, he'd come, but
I don't know. Okay. That seems kind of weird, though, don't you think?
yeah, if you don't want him there, that's fine.
No, it's not that I don't want him there. Of course I want him there.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah, I just mean
Goodness.
that's asking a leading question. That's fine. Or saying a leading statement. Do you think Antonius should be there? Or?
And I don't.
I feel like he wouldn't have a good time.
Probably. Yeah, I think Antonius stays behind. I think he's just gonna keep working on the wall.
I mean, I suppose we could just ask Josh.
Yeah, do you think Antonius
Yeah,
would go to
Josh, do
this?
you think Antonius would come? I don't really know if he'd ask.
To a party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
If
like
he-
he'd just know, but I don't.
What do you?
He's saying he
Yeah.
thinks Cantarius would just know whether or not Antonius would go, but
Connor.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't.
Antonius would go to a party.
yeah.
Okay, so I just don't ask him then.
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, yeah, of course. It's Antonius. I
Yep.
know Antonius. He would go. No.
And then Antonius is like, you didn't even ask me.
The reason I never go is because no one ever asks.
No.
But yeah, so you're about to leave. Nadimo and Raiden are there. You guys are just kind of like starting to walk out of the camp to walk into the city and go to the palace. You hear meh.
Oh, great.
You look over and you see a couple goats, and then you see Harver sitting on a rock outside your camp, and he looks over at you and he's like, now I didn't think that I'd see you here
Why is he here?
out this late. You go into something fancy? Hello,
This is me,
Earth to
isn't it?
Cantarius.
Mm-hmm.
I totally thought you were talking to Josh's character, and I
What?
have no idea why. I have nothing for you. I don't know. That's just
That's good.
okay. So,
Dude,
guy thing.
Dude, what? Dude
Harvard.
guy.
Dude guy thing. Yeah.
Oh dear.
So, what does he
Yeah,
say again? That's what I was
right.
asking.
Yeah. So you walk out, and Harver's like, what are you doing out this late? Going to something fancy?
Oh, okay.
Has a little shepherd staff kind of thing.
So this is just outside my camp.
Cause remember, he just chills outside your camp with his goats. Cause you didn't let him join you, but he
Right.
still wants to stay around.
I have no idea what to say to this dude.
I feel like that's pretty.
You can just
Good
ignore
answer.
him.
I could. No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't ignore him. I'm going to a party. Can I have another one of your goats?
Why? No, you cannot. Those goats are only for special occasions.
It's a special occasion. It's a party.
Wait, what do you want my goat for?
Good day.
You wanted to eat her, didn't you? I see right
Sure.
through you, Cantarius.
No. I wanted a him.
You wanted to eat him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any male goats.
Then I have no further use, obviously.
Wow, sexist.
All right, this is done. Goodbye.
All right, I'll meet you there.
What's?
Oh,
No.
I'm going to the party, of course. I just gotta put these goats down to sleep. They get really antsy if I don't sing them a lullaby.
How does he know there's a party?
Because Cantarius just told him.
He doesn't know where it is.
Yeah, he's just gonna follow Cantarius.
Don't let him follow you.
And then, like, this is the thing, right? Like, you start to get like a little bit away from him. I assume you just keep walking, right, Cantarius?
Yep.
And you start to get a little bit away from him, and he doesn't want to lose you, and so he like really quickly sings this lullaby. He's like, "Rock my baby down the street top," and then we go okay, go to bed, and then he like starts like trotting after you.
What in the world?
Do you do anything? You just let him like he doesn't like go up to you. He just like keeps in step like a couple paces behind you.
I mean, I don't want him there.
You just like, pretend that you don't see him, or do you like tell him
Cup
to
of
like
noodle?
go away?
No. Okay. Cup of noodle? No. Okay. That's pretty much what happens.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he doesn't talk to you. He just starts whistling.
That's fantastic.
Finally, for once, he doesn't talk. Yeah, so you make your way there, and you get up to the gate. He's still behind you, but he started singing now. He started singing a really, really raunchy song about a shepherdess. And yeah, it's a very bad song. He sings it well, but it's a bad song. And I think like both Raiden and Nadimo, like they're pale in the face by the time they get there. Like it just keeps getting worse and worse. It gets raunchier and raunchier as you go. And you get up to like the gate, right? And he sings like the last like stanza of it, right? And it's
Right.
it's horrible. It's just like the most debauched thing you've ever heard in your life. And the guard, you just hear the guard cough awkwardly up on the top of the wall. He's like, are you here for the party?
What the actual heck?
I love this character.
It's pretty great.
At this point, boy,
Yep, that's about it.
yes, we're here for the party.
Name yourselves. Name yourselves.
Oh, name yourselves. Cantarius. Tazuki.
Ah, yes. Kazuki.
Tazuki.
You mean Tasuki?
Tasuki, that's what I said.
Oh, okay, I thought you said Kazuki, and I was like, nope, wrong
No,
RPG.
Kazuki is the name of the ship.
I
Tazuki.
wonder where you got the name of that ship.
Technically, it's Tasuki. Not, it's there's not a Z
Actually, that's a
sound.
great question, David. I might have just totally...
Your conscience was like, this sounds cool and not familiar.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
It
I'm
would
like, oh,
It would be.
I apparently still there for
It
this.
would probably be pronounced something like Cantarius Tasuki. Tasuki.
Probably.
Trying to think of how the actual pronunciation, whether or not they'd shorten it or not. Anyway, so yeah, he says, Cantarius, good, you're on the list. And who are those people with you?
Well, this man with the goats is not with me. Or obviously he didn't bring his goats, but this man is not with me. This is Raiden and Nadimo.
Raiden and Nadimo. Caspian, would you have allowed Cantarius to bring, like, would this been worked out in advance that he was bringing these people?
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
I suppose.
Yeah, so he's like,
I
all right,
suppose.
yep, check and check. Those are on the list. Who is the man with the goats exactly? I didn't see any goats. Are there any goats?
He doesn't. I didn't say goats.
You did.
Because I know, but I corrected it because that's not actually.
Oh, okay.
It's not actually.
Yeah, so he's like, and so who's that? Who is that guy? And he's like, my name is Harver. You should know me by now. And you see the guard like pale in the torchlight. So it's like it's getting on evening, right? You see the guard like pale in the torchlight. And he basically he's like, oh, yeah, that's you. And this is like the same guard that had the conversation with Harper earlier.
Right.
And so Harper's like, oh, you're the guy I was harassing about the goat thing. Oh, don't worry about it. It all got sorted out. Caspian's a good guy. And I just want to celebrate with him. So I'm on the list, right? And so Cantarius, like they're letting you in at this point, right? So
Right.
you guys are like being ushered through the gate. And the guards.
Goodbye.
Yeah. And the guard's like, and I'm assuming Caspian that he is not on the list.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And so the guard's like, I'm sorry, sir, you're not on the. He's like, what? I thought Caspian knew me better than that. I won't cause any trouble. I just want to celebrate. I didn't even bring my goats. And then you just hear his voice fade into the distance as you walk up to the palace. So Caspian, where are you when the party's kind of starting? Right, it's in the preliminary stages.
With his wives. With his hundreds of wives.
Probably 50.
Okay. His tens of wives.
I mean, probably. I mean, I'm not actually setting anything up, but I'm probably at least in the hall where it's being set up. I assume.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you're in like fancy like.
Yeah, I mean, my normal clothes are pretty fancy, so
That's true.
you know. Yeah.
That's a fair point. Yeah, Gwen is by your side in a stunning black dress.
Sweet.
And I'm assuming, like, what is your relationship like with your other wives? Like, Gwen is the only one that seems like an actual wife to me. Like,
Well, that's because like when they're here, I treat them similarly, right? The thing is that Gwen is always here.
Mhm.
So
and she's your bodyguard.
Right, yeah. So that's really I think the only difference is that they're just generally not here as often because they're actually going off and doing things.
Mhm.
But when they're here, I don't think I treat them like that much differently.
Okay.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, describe to me, I guess, how because I mean, most of your wives are here, right? Like they're
Mhm.
around. Like, what does this even look like? Like, how do you celebrate their birthdays? Like,
I think
what does it look like?
it's sort of like at a wedding, how there's like a wedding table where the party sits.
right.
Except it's just gigantic, and
It's
there's
you in the
50 seats
center,
there.
and then 25 wives on each side.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I think it's probably like a I guess like a squared U shape because there's probably not enough room to sit 50 seats horizontally,
Mhm,
but we ought to face the hall,
mhm,
so it's probably more like a long
Like a
table
U,
and then ends where they face in,
mhm.
and then I'm obviously up in the middle. And then
Yeah. So what do you have going on at this party? Do you have dancing? I know you have beer. But yeah, what's kind of the
Yeah.
situation here?
yeah, I mean, there's probably like a floor out in front of the
Mm-hmm.
square shaped table, or half square shaped table, and then beyond that there's probably the chairs, and like off to the side is where the actual well, no, the food's probably on the tables. I guess that's how they did it.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's probably a number of much smaller tables out past the
Mm-hmm. So who is
dance
on the
floor
guest list for this party?
area. I mean, that's a good question.
What kinds of people?
It would mostly just be like notables in the town, the wealthier merchants, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Some of the surrounding nobility that used to be here.
Maybe, yeah. If any of them actually like me, then them.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, they don't like
so-
you, but if you
Right.
invited them, they would make sure that they were there, right?
Well,
'Cause
right,
you're the
I
most
guess-
important person here.
Yeah, so I guess any that I like and that I don't think would cause trouble.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then obviously all the characters we've invited, and then
Lots
probably
of
some of the more
military
prominent
office.
Marassi.
Yeah.
Probably whoever's directly below Alrik, and then
Mhm.
obviously Alrik. And then I mean that's probably it. There's probably enough groups of people that it's a decent size.
Yeah.
And then obviously the nobles from the other towns that I wanted to speak to.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, we did talk about that, didn't we? Yeah. So there's a couple. So and like the delegations, right, from
Mhm.
Riverblade and Redwall are both there.
Right.
And I think so. This is the thing. Did you? This is probably a separate question because I know these people you weren't thinking of being allies, but did you invite anyone from North Keep?
Good question.
Like anyone at all? Like, did you invite maybe like some
Probably,
nobility from there? That isn't Eero?
I mean, if there's anybody in the city that likes me for some reason, then probably maybe one or two people. But
Yeah,
also,
maybe like a
where is
sword
it?
merchant or
Torin?
something, right?
Probably invite Torin because I like him and because
Oh, really? You would invite
one
Torin?
of my favorite actors. So, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I
he
think so.
he does not show up.
Okay, I'm not
So,
surprised.
yeah.
But okay. I was thinking, that like kind of compromise. the
You
plan
know
we
that he
had in
got
place
the
anyways.
message because the messenger you sent said like Torin
Yeah.
is
Did
got
he
the message.
decline? Or
No,
did
he
just
didn't
not
decline. He
come?
accepted. He accepted.
Oh,
He said he'd be
okay.
there. But he's not. He's not here.
Well, that sucks.
So he's
Yeah. So
probably dead.
I'm assuming Vashri is here, right? There's a
Oh yeah.
and then
I mean, if she
Kasim,
came-
obviously.
Right.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Alrik, what are you doing in this situation as like the party is beginning to start here? What would you be doing?
Attempting not to attract a whole lot of attention. The fact that my dress uniform might cut it for meeting people and like having like business meetings, but like for a party like this, I am underdressed and uncomfortable because it's a party,
Yeah.
and like not the kind of Yurgard party
Oh
or
yeah, this is not a
soldiers
Yurgard
party that I would love. This
Uh-huh.
is just
This is all filled with social niceties and etiquette.
and the wine here is a lot stronger.
Yeah, so actually,
Bad.
let's do this. Since Trevor isn't
Like
here,
Yurgard
I'm just gonna
beer,
roll for
so-
him. I'm just gonna roll for him. So what the situation, right, was like you were gonna have him. What was the kind of alcohol that you were having him make? What was
I
going
don't
on there?
remember. There was a special kind that I think it was a Rannick because okay, originally this was for Gwen. I keep doing that. Gwen specifically.
And that's the thing.
and
I feel it still kind of is for Gwen specifically.
right.
Like
yeah.
it's not a secret that you like Gwen more than any of your other wives. So
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it was a Rannick drink that she liked that I don't really care about, but she also I don't think likes wine or whatever it was that I drank.
Mhm.
Can't remember specifically what it was. So I had him order. I ordered that from him because
Yeah.
I knew she would like it. So
let's have him roll his brewery skill. See how well this goes. So what skills does he have to use here? He has. Man, I hope that Trevor can make it next time because I'm sure that we won't finish the party in this session, and Trevor has lots of cool skills that would be fun at a party like this. So you know
Party
what?
tricks.
Let's wait. Let's wait on this. We can kind of generically describe what the alcohol is like so far, and then
Okay.
When if Trevor can make it next time, we'll have him roll, and then kind of retroactively describe what the reaction to the alcohol has been. If not, I'll just roll at the beginning of the next session and just get an idea. So, yeah, I mean, is there anything specifically that anyone would like to do as like the party's just kind of starting? Party's just getting started. I think one of the things that actually happens right away is that a messenger comes up to you, Caspian, and says, that goat herder is at the gate, asking if he can come to the party. Sahib, I am so sorry.
What is he wearing?
Bloody clothes. His clothes are soaked in blood.
He stole some clothes from the Crow Inquisitor camp. And I don't know, Cantarius, I don't know if you noticed this because it was dark enough, and you were trying to like ignore him. But yeah, like it's you guys don't wear like a uniform, right? Yeah, no, the Crow Inquisitor doesn't have a uniform. But yeah, like it's definitely nicer than what he was wearing. It's just sturdy utilitarian clothes. So yeah, the messenger describes them to you.
I don't know. Go ask him if he has anything to tell me, and if he says yes, in regards to our deal, if he says yes, then tell him that he is not allowed to cause any trouble or he will be removed. But otherwise, he can come.
All right, yeah, and the messenger goes back and asks that. It comes back to you, and he says, yeah, he claims to have some vital information, sir, and he promised not to. He promised not to cause any trouble. And the messenger's like, I don't think so.
All right, fine.
You ought to have all of your people get their will exponent tattooed to their foreheads, so that you know when they've been lied to.
Yeah.
Right.
That's fine. So I'm looking through the NPC list real quick to make sure that I'm not missing any NPCs that would be here. There's a guy. Yeah. Okay. So there's actually a quick thing that I wanna do. So Alrik, you are standing like next to the wall, right? Like just trying to like be inconspicuous and not be noticed. Why don't you go ahead and roll inconspicuous for me to see how well that works?
Good luck. Have fun.
Can I roll in? No. Oh, no. What's the base for that? Agility?
Let me. Oh, no. Will.
Of course. Okay. What's that difficulty?
I'm gonna roll something.
Oh boy.
Wait, why are you trying to be inconspicuous?
I just don't like parties, and
okay.
Being quiet and not talking to anybody is a good way to escape a party.
I was wondering if maybe I was missing something.
Because like getting
obstacle 2.
Like normally I just find another couple guys and get smashed drunk on the table, but this isn't that kind of party.
No, yeah, that probably wouldn't go very
so,
well.
you don't have a train, correct?
No.
Okay, so actually put in obstacle 1 because this guy also doesn't have a train, so it just be you two for you. Cool.
All right, we're good.
Wow, flying colors! You got 3 6s on that.
Nice.
Wow,
dude.
That's really good.
A good roll.
Yeah. So
my next couple won't be.
Describe how you are super successful at being inconspicuous. Like, what are you doing that is very successfully keeping anyone's attention away from you?
So there's a row of armored suits of armor on stands, and I'm just standing at the end of the row, and I'm as tall as they are, set up on their little pedestals, and I'm just sort of standing there stiffly.
That is so
Not
good.
intending necessarily to be one of them, but
that's
like
so funny.
everybody just looks right through everything.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah. So what happens here because you succeeded, right? This guy would have noticed you if you had failed, but instead you notice him first and can like avoid him, right? And this guy is Arshinis, and yeah, this is the brother of the guy that you killed / got his job for Caspian, like sort of thing. So, and remember this guy
I thought
has
you killed that guy.
No. This is his brother. Remember, this is the guy that like has a naked hatred for Alrik. When we rolled on the you weren't there when we rolled on the
I don't remember
the
any
love
of
letters.
this.
The love letters.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah. So
Has he come up since then?
nope, he hasn't.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Good stuff.
But yeah,
Alright.
he's still around. This guy hates your guts.
Probably should have known about
he seems slightly drunk at this
that.
point.
About him.
Yeah, he seems slightly drunk at this point. And he makes his way over towards where you are. He doesn't notice you yet, but you see it coming.
I'm not keen on a confrontation with him,
Yeah, I didn't think so.
so I'm not going to let him confront me.
Uh-huh. So how do you do that? It seems like he's going to see you. Like he's heading in a direction where he'll notice you, but because you succeeded on the inconspicuous, like you'll have a chance to do something else that will make positive that he will not notice you.
There was a messenger in a goat herd that needed tending to, right?
You wanna so maybe like you hear the conversation from the Caspian and the messenger, and this is the second conversation they have, right? So the messenger is gonna go like escort the guy in and maybe like intercept him, right? And you're like,
I'll make sure.
Yeah.
I'll make sure he's not trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's good. Okay. Yeah, so
Thank you.
You make your way to the gate, right? And Harver like gets let in, and he looks at you and he's like, "Dang, you are tall. What are you, 7 feet?"
Something around there. Haven't measured.
Where are you from?
North.
You're one of those big brute people up in the mountains? What are they called?
I give him a look like,
He totally does not see any look.
watch your tongue, dude.
He's like looking around, like as you guys like walk towards, the palace. He's like, "Man, I have never been to a party this grand before. I am quite excited. They're not some goat, are we? Are they?"
I don't know. Haven't had food yet.
Haven't had food yet. What kind of a party is it if we don't have food?
It's the nice kind of party where they sit you down and they take it out course by course. And you eat it daintily with a fork.
Yeah, he just laughed. He's like, "I can tell that you dislike that as much as I do, my tall friend."
I tolerate it. But barely. It's not civilized eating food in small portions with a fork, but to each his own, I guess.
So he looks at you mischievously and he's like, "I don't suppose that you know where the kitchen is, do you?"
What is it to you?
"Well, you're hungry.
You sound like
I'm
Snape right now.
hungry." What is it to you,
That's pretty great.
Potter?
I am here to make sure you don't cause trouble. If you ended up in the kitchen, that would be trouble.
Now, see,
The cook is particular about who comes into his kitchen. You are staying in the dining room.
he looks at you and he's like, "Now, see, my gigantic friend, I will find my way to the kitchen no matter whether or not you come with me. This is an inevitable fact. Now, if you come with me, then you can inevitably keep me out of any trouble that I would get into in the kitchen, but we would both be able to snatch a morsel or two. If you decide to force me to go into the dining room, well, it will only be a matter of time before I do cause a scandal that will not only have me thrown out, but will probably not look very good for you either. And he just smiles at you.
Odds balls, man. You're determined to get yourself in trouble, aren't you?
That is totally a curse word. Gosh, man. Oh, goodness.
Aldgard, right?
Yeah. Aldgard, yep.
That's great.
Right, and there's the thing, like, guard means people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Ald means father, so father of the people.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, your guard means, like, tough people, and Vatengard means smart people.
No, Vatengard means intelligent people.
Yes, right, of course. Yeah, he just like, he looks at you, he's like, whose balls?
Alrik just brushes it off. You make trouble. I have no qualms about throwing you out. And I'm pretty sure, he just looks straight down at him, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yes, I was just about to say, there's probably nothing I can do about that. You do decide to kick me out.
Can I make a bit of an intimidation?
Oh yeah,
absolutely. On his best behavior,
do it.
Because I have that as a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see him fight Theo?
No.
Okay, this is curious.
I'm going to fork in conspicuous and command.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm good at those things.
It's true.
And soldiering, because I look like a soldier and I know how to hold myself like a soldier, meaning business.
Op 3.
That got it close.
Yeah, there you go. That's good enough, though. Yeah, he kind of like sniffs. Well, I guess napkins and 3 kinds of forks is all that's in store for me tonight.
Alrik just nods and they walk into the dining room.
Yep.
Just like...
And as you walk in, he's like, "You'll have to tell me about this old fellow sometime. He sounds like a mighty fine chap."
Alrik just rolls his eyes and ignores him.
Yeah, okay. So we got to Cantarius. Cantarius, what are you doing? Like when you're in the the ballroom, basically. Like, what's going on with you?
I'm just gonna try to find. I'm gonna try to find some of David's or Caspian's friends, and see if I can befriend them.
Okay. A little indirect schmoozing.
Yep.
Okay, so you just want to find a random person. So
a random person.
So I mean, the assumption, right, would be that anyone here is technically Caspian's like at least acquaintance, right? Are you trying to find like a specific person that would be, if you befriended them, it would be very, like Caspian would like notice it?
Sure. Might as well try his wife then, right? Scary wife.
Yeah, no, you could go talk to Gwen. Sure. I mean, Gwen is going to be right next to Caspian, but. You could talk to you met Dania the other day. She's basically like the second most important wife. She's the spy master. You talk to her.
Okay.
I mean, I assume they're all at the table, right?
Well, I mean, they're kind of like alternatively at the table or like mingling with guests, right? Like it's kind of like the preliminary stuff, like the courses. Like there's been some appetizer courses laid out, but not like the main course yet. There's some preliminary dancing. What kind of band do you have playing? What kind of musicians?
I don't know. I mean, it's probably mostly wind instruments.
Mm-hmm. What kind of
Like
class
maybe a
of
couple
people are they?
Oh,
Is it like, well off to do musicians? Do you keep these guys in retainer? Are they just contractors? Like, are they traveling minstrels?
they're probably from the town, I
Mhm.
assume, but probably one of the more prominent ones from the town.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So there's probably some people with wind instruments, and then like an oud or two. Yeah. Sure. And they're playing. I think they're playing some sort of like lofty tune. That some of the the gathered merchants and nobility and stuff are partaking in a stately dance too. So yeah, Cantarius, you can go talk to Dania. See, she is right now. She looks like she just got up from like the head table, and she is going off to do something. You're not exactly sure what. She doesn't seem to be going in any particular direction, like one that would indicate what she's doing.
Okay.
Do you want to intercept? You just want to intercept her?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I think Nadimo is kind of like enjoying himself a bit. You guys kind of got separated early on, and he's like talking with a couple officers in the Marasi, and like joking with them, and they're like drinking. Raiden is next to you though, because you probably wouldn't want him to go anywhere in this atmosphere.
Right.
So he's just kind of like nervously walking next to you. And you go up to Dania, and she, just as a reminder of what she looks like. All right, there we go. So that's what Dania looks like. She is, I'm trying to remember how young, 35. So she's getting up there a little bit. She seems very confident, and kind of in control. She has she's wearing a very bold red dress, and seems to be she's a very confident person. How do you intercept her? What do you say?
Oh boy, how do you talk to a sociopath? No, I talk to Jared like every day. Wait a second. Okay. Jokes aside. So what does a lady like you do for fun at a party?
Yeah, she almost doesn't notice that you're talking to her at first, and she seems like distracted, right? She's on her way to do something. She was gonna go talk to someone or something, and she kind of like just like looks over. She's like, I'm sorry, who? Oh, Cantarius. To what do I owe the pleasure?
One second. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm gonna have to relocate, so I'll be right back.
Got it.
Okay. I've just I keep forgetting that my character is super forward, but I don't like that he's super forward. So it's really, I mean, I like it, but I don't. You know what I mean? I don't think that made any sense to you. That's okay. I don't know. I'll cut right to the chase. You know me. You know me enough, don't you? I'll cut right to the chase. Because Caspian and I, your husband and I, are starting to get to know each other more, I figured it'd be only logical for us to get to know each other as well.
Yeah, and she looks like over your shoulder as like in the direction that she was going, and she like looks kind of like distractedly, like I don't want to be in this conversation right now.
Right.
And she looks at you and she says, she kind of like fake smiles, and she says, "Ah, I see. So you just want to gain Caspian's goodwill, then?"
Is that the kind of character you think I am?
I don't know. I don't believe we've ever had a conversation, Cantarius.
Am I allowed to start with no preconceptions?
I'm sorry, I don't quite understand what you mean.
Will you give me the chance to have a conversation with you before you assume that I am only trying to talk to you because of politics?
Yeah, she looks distractedly again, like once more over your shoulder at something, and then looks at you and then like breathes in really deeply, and then fine. What is it that you would like to tell me, Antonius? Do you wish to ask after my health? Wish me a happy birthday, maybe.
Boy, this is interesting. Well, how about you answer my question?
I'm sorry, what question was that again?
What does a girl like you do for fun at a party?
That is a much more loaded question than you will ever understand, Cantarius. What do I do at a party like this? Well, I certainly don't enjoy myself, that's for certain. You see, it's not actually my birthday. It's Gwyn's. She seems like irritated, and she's like venting to you, basically. And I think Cantarius is observant enough to understand that she probably has had a little bit too much to drink so far. That's probably the only reason that she's acting like this.
Okay.
But yeah, she seems pretty annoyed at something. But yeah, she says, well, what I do, Cantarius, is I talk to people like you who want to lick my husband's boots, and they believe that in charming me or any number of my sisters, that they'll be able to get some more money out of Caspian, or some more favor out of Caspian, or some more wine out of Caspian, who knows what. But Caspian is, well, he's a bank, and people who want money come to the vendor. I am that vendor.
Well, that doesn't sound like any fun at all.
And I think she laughs, right? Like a very like loss of tension sort of laugh, right? Like
right.
She actually laughs at that when she was very annoyed before. And yeah, she just like shakes her head and she says, "I'm sorry, Cantarius, I don't mean to be rude. I am not having the best of nights." Surely, what is it like that you would like to know? I know that your people are still not entirely accepted here in White Sea. What can I do?
What can you do? Madam, honestly, I'm curious as to the answer to the question.
Wait, what are you implying?
I honestly want to know what she does for fun at a party like this. I want to know more about her, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
And I kind of realize during this conversation that I totally did come over here because, you know,
you just want to use her to get to Caspian.
I wanted to use her to get to Caspian, and I realized how sick and wrong that was when she told me. And so I was like, no, I'm not like that. I would never do something like that. I'm Caspian. Or I'm not Caspian. I'm Cantarius. Darn it.
I'm not Caspian.
David's making me do it now too.
Yeah.
I'm not Caspian. So.
Okay. Well, let's get a roll here. It sounds to me like you're using. I mean, I think you're kind of using ugly truth in this instance, right? You're trying to be like, yeah, that's no fun at all, right? Like, and just like level with her, right? Like help, like ingratiate yourself by agreeing with her on the ugliness of the situation, right? How you go ahead and roll that?
So ugly truth.
Yeah. Ob 2, I think.
Go away, Dina. Okay. Can I fork in? No. Never mind. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Hey, there's 6.
Want to spend that fight?
Oh yeah.
Make sure you make sure to put it on the ugly truth. Oh no. Not quite. Not quite.
Why is it always this character?
What were you saying, David?
I just came into that with that really loud sigh with my volume cranked up.
Oh no.
Guess what I just did, David?
What'd you just do?
I just did a bad roll.
Yes,
I just failed.
You tried to ugly truth somebody.
Yep.
What happened?
I failed.
Yep. What did you do?
Hmm?
What were you trying to do?
Was I trying to do?
Remember, he left. He wasn't there.
Talk to your wife.
Oh, good job. Wait, you're still doing that? Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. Good job. What was the ugly truth you were trying to tell her?
I was just trying to level with her and ask her about her life without, actually being a tool and
basically, Dania.
Trying to use her to get to you.
Yeah, he's talking to Dania, and Dania was basically like, I see what you're doing, Cantarius. You're just coming here because you want to get closer to Caspian, and Caspian's the bank and I'm the vendor. You don't care about me. And Caspian's like, wow, I can see how that would happen to you all the time. That's really dumb. That's no fun at all. And that was the ugly truth, basically, right? Like, you have a horrible life, kind of a thing.
Gotcha.
You have a horrible time here at this party. And the thing, his intent basically was to ingratiate himself to her. Unfortunately, you very much failed that roll. So, yeah, I think she looks at you and she says, I truly am sorry, Cantarius, but I have something that I need to be doing. You find someone else to ingratiate yourself to. I don't have time for this.
Please do accept my apology.
And she hesitates. She was about to just step away, right? And she hesitates and looks back at you. She says,
I do not mean to use you.
Just because you don't mean to do something doesn't mean you aren't doing it. And then she leaves.
I'm walking such a fine line.
Right, because that's the thing.
What you meant to do.
I think she kind of took that you're trying to level with her as you're just trying to use another tactic to come with the same task, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to pretend like you understood her to get to Caspian, right? And that's the thing. She doesn't really know you as a person, and she doesn't know that Cantarius probably wouldn't do something like that, right? She also had something else on her mind. You know, she seemed distracted, so she left. Yeah. So, Caspian, what are you up to?
So at this point, is everybody else here?
Yep.
In the at the party, okay? Because earlier we just said it was just starting. So I think once everyone is sort of in the area, he stands up to make semi-speech. I guess he's got something to say. So he steps up or stands up and expects the attention of everybody. If they wait until they have it. And then, so do I have to make some kind of overture, or do they take a look over?
No, yeah, they stop.
Okay. Yeah, so he raises his cup up and basically just says, I'd like to start by thanking all of you for coming. I know some of you had some distance to travel. And while I'm sure most of you are familiar with the purpose of this gathering, I'd like to express it overtly, I guess. See, we're here to celebrate the efforts and substantial work done by these women, and he gestures to the table.
They have killed a lot of people this year.
Yeah. It seems a thankless position in our day and age to be a wife, especially a good one.
This is such a weird.
And I have many, many, many.
He says, but just truly with their efforts, nothing that I've done would be possible, and none of this would be in one piece. And he gestures around to himself, the palace, whatever. And he says, so today we drink to their health and subsequently our own through their labor. And he sort of lifts his goblet up and goes back down because public speaking isn't his thing.
You all toast to it, basically?
Do I or do they?
I mean, is this what you're doing? You're like offering
yeah.
toast,
Okay.
and then
I didn't know if you're asking me if that's what I was doing, or
are you drinking? So you're drinking tea. Everybody's just like okay.
Yeah.
Make a health
you
test.
asking me because it's poisoned?
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
That's definitely what's happening. Josh, your camera is off, by the way, and I don't think you've noticed yet because you're probably on another window. But yeah, I had to switch things around, so I just want to make sure you knew that. Because I wanted to see your reactions to what was happening, but all I saw was grayness. No, that was my fault. I should have told you.
Okay.
What's the obstacle?
Yeah. This is actually a fair point. I need to.
I have a feeling the scene's going to end really quick. Maybe I guess it wasn't a big deal that we didn't have Trevor for it.
Let me check something.
Don't I have a wine taster?
You do.
For something do not taste wine?
No, he did. Yeah.
He did? Okay.
I'm having this person roll to make poisons to see like how good of a poison this actually is. So let's see. I need to double check what the obstacle of this is. So it's an ingested poison. And it's a deadly.
Don't you have to pick a type, and then if you fail the roll, it doesn't work? Is that how that works?
Yep.
Okay. I think the worst you could get with 3 was like
Luckily, this person has some fate. Okay, so what I'm actually gonna do, David, first, because if I was gonna have you make a health test, you'd have already taken a B10 wound. That's what that means. Because that's what the deadly poison is. Instead, I'm gonna have you make a roll to notice the poison before you like drink it, right? So I mean, you don't have a skill for this, right? So just roll perception.
Okay.
And I think op 3.
Oops. Okay, well, I can't get that. But...
Well, you have 4 perception.
Yeah, so but I need a 6.
No, I said 3, and it's just a perception roll. I didn't mean that it was a like you're not. There's not a poison testing skill. That's what I meant.
It wouldn't be observation.
No.
Okay.
No.
I
just gotta make perception. Oh wow, that was really bad.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm mortal. Drink this to die. So
What?
Said I have an M9 mortal wound, so if I drink this, I just die.
Well, I'm trying to think of all the steps here, right? Like, to give you chances for things to happen, because I don't want to just be like, GM bullcrap, right? And just be like, you drink poison. I'm trying to think of how the person would have.
They not past the wine taster. So to make everyone be trained to satisfy, probably.
Sorry, say it again.
I said if they somehow, so if they got it past the wine taster, which means that it's only my cup, and they managed to spike that in front of 50 assassin wives who were trained to detect that sort of thing, then I think I'll just roll.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you take a B10 mortal wound. You take a B10 wound, which is a mortal wound for you, which means you have to spend a persona point to not immediately die.
Not die, yeah.
Yeah, and so what we won't do, we won't have you really take the wound and then spend the persona point on the will to live. What we're doing here is you can spend a persona point to redirect the narrative away from you just falling dead from poison. You don't get a mortal wound, right, from this poison, but something else happens. What is it? Because that's the better way to do this. Otherwise, Caspian's going to be out for the count for like many sessions.
Right, yeah. So it's going to be a really short scene, yeah. Which, I mean, it's okay, but... maybe,
Yeah, so it still has to be bad. It still has to be probably life-threatening, but...
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right, you're redirecting the narrative away. So it's the difference between falling off the cliff to your death,
right.
And... Or I'm sorry, it's the difference between like about to be crushed by a troll versus I am now dangling off the cliff, right? And I could possibly die. It's you put yourself in another like threatening situation, but one that does not immediately involve your death.
Right. I'm not sure what else I could do for that. Well, I mean, you know how they administered it. Is there any way that could evolve into that? Because I mean, sort of choking on it, I guess. Like I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else. Could get to a similar situation.
And so I don't know if we necessarily need to do like life-threatening in the same physical sense. You could also do like socially threatening or like other sort of like threatening. Or something. I'm trying to think.
Most of the social threats in here I probably am not familiar with yet.
Let me look at the specific wording.
I mean, we could have one of those assassin people that keep trying to kill me try to kill me before I drink it. But that wouldn't really be the same because they would just get smashed to death by 1,000 people. So it's not really dangerous for me. Unless the person who did it might try again. Like if someone keeps me from drinking the wine and the person just tries it in a physical sense, like tries to stab me or something, or whatever. But I don't. Again, obviously, I don't know who it is or how they did it. So I don't know if that makes sense.
So yeah, redirect the narrative from certain death into further complications. It's got to be bad or costly though. Otherwise, the GM can simply declare that the initial failed test result stands. So it has to have a tangible cost. For martial or physical tests, the cost should be material, as in the ranger's bow in the above example. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of another way this, because I'm sure there could be something interesting that happens here. I'm just not seeing it. So it could be like something like you spit out the poison in time, but then like I don't know, like this isn't like an actual suggestion, but like, you know, something explodes, for example, in the middle of the ballroom, or, you know, like
the cook decides that you actually hate him.
Comes at you with a knife.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any ideas?
I mean, I just gave mine, but
Well, right.
No, I have no
But
ideas.
the problem with that one is that like the cook would like come at him or whatever, or like whatever, but then he just die because the assassin lives.
I guess it's a complication.
Which is why whoever is trying to do the assassination attempts has thought better of sending like assassins after you, and thought to try to do this through a more subtle method.
But so do I know it's poison? Because you said it's spitting out, right? So.
Well, maybe like that was just a suggestion, right?
Well, I guess first off, let's start with whether or not I find out, because that'll change that. So, should I know that it's poison or not? I did fail a perception roll.
Probably. So, what if something weirder happens here? What if something along the lines of someone has tampered with the poison between when it was made, or since it, you know, and when it got into this cup?
I mean, we could just, if my drink is poisoned, I would assume then that all the other drinks are poisons, and that would at least, like, I don't know if it counts, but, you know, obviously we'd be like, all right, everyone stop drinking and find out what's happening. You know, it would change the scene a lot. It would be a big shift, because it would be because no one would be able to drink it. Everyone would be afraid of being poisoned. I don't know if that's enough to count as a complication.
So what if we do this? Okay, so I'm gonna have you take a wound.
Okay.
Not that much wound, obviously, but let's have you take. Oh wow. Oh, I was confused there for a second because all of them are bruised. Let me look at what your wounds would be.
Oh, yeah, we can just have the mortal on here. Oops.
So it's what's the?
Well, if you're just going to decide a wound type, it won't matter because the penalty will be the same.
Right.
It won't actually matter where it is.
Let's see. Okay, so superficial wound tolerance is equal to half fort rounded down plus 1. What's your fort?
Probably 2. Let's see. It is 3.
3. Okay, so 2 is your superficial.
Round it down. Did you round it up?
No, it's equal to half your fort rounded down plus 1. Half of your fort rounded down as 3. It's still 1. Because half of 2 rounded down would be 1.
Right. I thought you said 2, so that's why I was confused.
No, I meant, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the superficial wound is at 2. Because it's rounded down plus 1 is your superficial wound. Half of your fort rounded down plus 1.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's superficial. Let's see. MIDI. Serious. Dramatic. Okay. I'm gonna have you take a serious wound.
So it's minus 3d to thing.
Okay, so if I do that, you actually do go unconscious.
Okay.
Because you have 3 dice. So I'll do a mini wound. Problem is you have a very low health, so trying to recover from this is gonna be bad.
Yeah.
But so the further complication I think is, yeah, a bunch of your assassin wives also, like, you know, took this. Well, I mean, a bunch of people in the whole hall. Someone poisoned the whole batch apparently, because yeah, like people just start dying.
Killed the wine taster or something.
People just start dying left and right.
Great. Okay.
So the whole ballroom just erupts into chaos, and people just start falling down, like spasming. Cantarius and Alrik, do you guys drink to the toast?
After he...
No, I mean this is all happening. This like
Okay.
Obviously you don't know it's poison when you drink it, but
For the toast, probably.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and make a perception test. Op 3, both of you. If Cantarius, I'm assuming you're like just toasting with everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe I hesitate because I'm being introspective after that conversation.
Let's roll the die of fate.
Does that sound realistic?
Let's roll the die of fate.
Okay.
On a 1, that is what you're doing.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh wow, a 6. So that's definitely not what I'm doing.
Yep.
Okay, so perception ob 3.
Yeah.
Modifiers.
For you to notice that like something's wrong with the wine before you drink it.
All right. Oh my goodness!
Nice.
I cannot believe I succeeded a test about anything.
I mean, you're good at perception
Holy
though.
Cow.
You made it?
I did it, man. I did it.
Oh, boy. Oh, my.
Nice. So I'm curious actually. Does one of you notice then? So I mean, you notice, right? Like, you notice something's wrong, and so you stop drinking. Would one of you call out something like an alarm if you thought that it was poisoned?
Depends on what's been noticed.
Not really.
I mean, this all happening simultaneously, right? So everybody's just drinking, and but when you guys like put the wine to your lips, right? Like you can. And I think okay, so that's the thing. I think this is really weird that this is happening, because like Alrik and Cantarius, you were literally just drinking from these cups, right? And before you lift it to your lips, like from the last time you took a drink till this time, something changed. Something was different. Cantarius, make a sight check for me. Your magic sight.
I'm trying to find it. There it is.
Just do graduated. See how high you get. So up 1. You can fork in hearing if you want.
Fork in what?
You can fork in hearing if you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I could fork in.
Wow, nice.
6.
I would spend a fate on that. You can learn a lot more if you spend a fate on it and get some more successes.
Spending a fate. This is magical. So I automatically roll the 6s. So what is fate?
Oh, did it? It did
Yeah.
already do that? Wait, are you sure?
You rolled 5 dice and you got 6 successes, so it must have.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so you can reroll on the failed dice then. if you want Demon's benefit.
1 failed dice.
Yeah.
You don't have a call in for this game.
Nope. That would be a good call-in to have. Yeah. So I mean, 6 is still pretty stinking good. So this is the thing, right? I mean, your sight is magical. That's like the whole thing here. And so you notice something that probably no one else in this room notices. And let me double check to make sure I'm getting this right. Yeah, you see a blur go in front of you. The moment before you start lifting your glass.
Stupidity
Steel compounder.
I mean, like, if as an audience, that would be an analogous thing, right? Like you see a blurred form of someone in front of you, like this just tiny fraction of a second, because you have magical sight that you notice when no one else did. And yeah, you notice that, and so yeah, you put the cup to your lips and whatnot, and you taste something weird, and so you just spit it out right away. You and Alrik both.
Right.
Yeah, and then Caspian, I think what probably happens, right, is you end up taking a slighter sip than some of the other people, right? And so you don't just immediately fall over dead. But yeah, you're pretty much immediately like just racked with pain, and you have to clear.
So,
clutch
had
your
I
stomach.
drank out of this already?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I probably just fall over. So
Yeah.
That's not exactly
Of course.
durable.
Yeah. And all chaos breaks loose. And I think that's where we end our session.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well,
It's nice playing with y'all.
Yeah.
So
I guess we're all dead.
Well,
yeah,
you even drank it. So you're
let's
fine.
do beliefs and instincts and hand out some Martha.
But I mean, if he could magically be invisible and super speed, then we're probably dead anyway. Let's see.
Can I start?
Yeah.
Not everyone has to die. I'll do this best for my people. In order to teach them, I'll redeem Raiden. Nothing happened with Raiden. I have very little. Oh my goodness! What if Raiden dies here? Did he drink to the toast? Did Nadimo?
He didn't hear you. It is.
Sorry, Chase is talking to me. What's going on?
Did Nadimo or Raiden drink it?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, they definitely both would have. Here, let me.
Wait, would I? This is wine, right?
Yes.
Would I have let Raiden drink wine?
I don't know. Totally up to you. Totally your call.
I don't think I would.
Okay. Yeah. Then that's fine.
An alcoholic beverage which is specifically designed to make him not think straight.
I mean, that's not really wine, but
That's all alcohol. To some extent.
Well, it's not a specific. Yeah, right. That's
not
not
what
enough.
it's designed for.
Yeah.
Not at this period.
Well, but
that's
that's
true,
what
that's
it
true.
does.
I mean,
That's
yeah.
right. It's definitely a lot, probably a lot more diluted than it would be in later times.
That's also
I'm
true
trying to
too.
find the character sheet. So you said, yeah,
This
you
is
won't.
also a party.
You
so maybe
wouldn't.
It's not.
Yeah, you wouldn't
That's
let.
also true.
You wouldn't let Raiden drink it then.
I mean, I think so, but that might be because I don't want him to die.
Do we think that's okay, guys? I mean, does that
Yeah.
make
I
sense?
mean, if you
I
it's
think not
fair-
wanting a party member area compatriot to die is a fine excuse for retcon.
I mean,
Hey,
I
but
think
you
it makes.
never-
I think it makes total sense in this instance, right? Because
Right.
Cantarius is part of redeeming Raiden, right? Like he's trying to make him into a more moderate person.
Right.
Um,
And obviously, Nadimo came out drinking alcohol after. the
no,
incident,
I
so-
specifically described that he was drinking with some of the officers, so he is definitely going to have to roll here.
No.
now.
So this is basically we got all the important people in the game together, and they all just
I mean,
died.
so this is the thing, right? Like, I mean, we should probably roll for any of the important NPCs that I have on here. So,
Yeah, you probably should. You should do that off stream or
Yeah, that
next
might take a
beginning of the
while.
next thing.
I mean, there's only
I
a
wanna
few.
go to bed.
I'm just gonna roll a couple.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so
All right,
Nadimo.
never mind our suggestions. Go ahead.
So Nadimo. There's only like 3.
Okay.
Okay, Nadimo noticed. He also has a good perception, so
okay.
he didn't die. Let's see. Okay, so you said. So I mean, Gwyn has to roll, really.
Right.
So we'll see how this goes. Unfortunately, she does not have a very good perception. Man, that would be a real bummer if Gwyn died on her birthday. At her birthday
Well, I
party.
mean, pretty much everybody's gonna die unless you get a higher perception roll.
Wow,
Look at that.
nice. Yep, so Gwyn noticed. Okay, so what probably happens then, right, is Gwyn notices a second before you do and like tackles you, right? So you don't drink it. So you get some of it, but not as much as you would have otherwise.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Harvard is here. Let's see.
Well, he's in the kitchen, isn't he? Or, well, no, I guess if Alrik's here, then he's.
Yeah, I mean, Alrik, you specifically were keeping an eye on him, right? Like you wouldn't have let him sneak out of the kitchen, and he succeeded on his intimidation roll. So Harvard's on his best behavior here. Unfortunately, the best behavior might just get him killed. We'll see. I'll be very sad if he dies. Oh no. He didn't get a 6. No. That's so sad. Let's see. Do I have any? What is his mortal wound be and stuff? See, this is a B10. Ha! David, you saved Harvard's life. You gave him a B11 mortal wound. So he's still alive.
Nice.
Yeah, so he has a traumatic wound, so he definitely like goes unconscious and stuff, but
A traumatic wound.
yeah.
That sounds terrible.
But he doesn't die outright. So let's see. Oh, I said Arshinas is here. So this might take care of your problem for you, Alrik. The brother of the guy who you got demoted. Yeah, I know, Lucky. I'll let you out. There we go. Yeah, Arshinas definitely dies.
Who does?
How do you feel about that, Alrik? I think you notice it, right? Like you see this guy just like fall in spasms in front of you.
I'm not sure. Like, I know he hates my guts. I have no beef with him though.
Yeah. I mean, would you try to save his life? If you noticed that it was poisoned beforehand, would you care enough to do that?
Explicitly?
Mm-hmm.
There are probably other people who need it more.
Yeah, that's probably true. Like if you noticed, you probably would like call out to like
I mean,
Caspian.
like, I don't know how much I would really notice this poison or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just it tastes funny. You don't like it, so you don't drink it, right?
Yeah, I probably just don't drink it. Not my thing, you know.
Stuff.
Yeah, that's true, right? Like,
Yeah, I'm not a Not a fan
That's
of it.
true,
It's
actually.
not guard beer. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's yeah. He has very specific tastes in alcohol. Luckily, Soma Tetsu does actually make that, but only at his establishment. He didn't make it for tonight. I'll probably have Trevor roll.
Yeah, let's just see if he dies.
At the beginning, like whenever he
Ugh.
But Robbie's here. And Kasim, and oh no, there's a whole bunch.
Yeah, I mean,
I forgot.
like, literally everybody's here.
Here, okay.
Do you think this one through all the way, Caleb?
Not entirely. Most of tonight was for the seat of my pants, like normally.
Those are the best nights, though. The seat of my pants apparently has really good
Wow,
ideas.
Robbie rolled really badly.
Is the priestess matriarch here?
No.
Oh, man.
Caspian hates her.
We can't. You mean we can't just accidentally solve all of Caspian's problems all at once?
Wait, you mean she is here, but she didn't drink anything?
So this is the thing.
Doesn't have to roll a perception check because she knew what the poison was in it because she's the
Robbie-
one speeding around poisoning everything, wherever that blur is.
Robbie's-
Because she gets mystical magic from that.
Exactly. No, she's steel
Commander, obviously.
steel compounder.
Right, Chairman.
Ow. That's not as exciting.
So it's not. This is
What?
not actually a steel compounder.
Sad day. Are you sure you're not going to mix RPGs, Caleb? Mine and yours?
No, not.
The Miss Run RPG
That's
mixes with this?
That doesn't make any
Okay.
sense.
Well.
So Robbie dies. Like that's
Oh,
what
boy.
the roll does. So this is the thing though. I want to make sure this is like okay with you, David.
I mean, no. I'm just not sure we're gonna do if half the characters in the roster die.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we go.
Well, that's the thing. Most of them have survived so far.
Do we have to unite
Yeah,
to
but-
defeat
I mean-
now with this mystical, magical, steel-running poisoner
Right.
that is also the head of the
The order.
strange
obviously.
brothel church here?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I mean, there's still a bunch of the Rossi like head people. There's like basically everything I had intended to like interact with is pretty much like, unless we're gonna roll for all of them, I assume they all die. That's
Okay.
gonna happen.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
if
that's true,
Robbie
'cause there was a whole bunch-
dies,
so-
but
so-
I don't.
Yeah.
know
You're right.
if
You're right.
go
Yeah.
on for-
I'll figure out the rest off screen, and I'll kill a few. Like I'll make it inconvenient, right? But I won't kill like all. Like obviously not all the people are gonna die.
I'll make these deaths inconvenient, but they won't be
Um,
detrimental.
Yeah, I won't have Robbie die. I don't think that makes any sense. There's no real stakes involved in him dying here. It's just kind of dumb. Yeah, I'll have.
Now, if a cow is killed, then
Yeah,
there would be
Again,
stakes
David, like
involved.
I want to make sure that any of this is okay with you. Like, are you
I
fine
love
with some like important people dying here? Like,
I'm down with
Yeah,
stakes.
I mean, you know, I can't just be like, no, I want people to die.
Right.
That's
No,
ground
fine, yeah.
beef, not steak.
Yeah, I think
And then
Down
like
with-
maybe like one or two of the people that you wanted to talk with
That
like, from the other
wasn't
cities
strong.
probably dies, but not like there's still a couple of people here, right, that you could still talk to. It's just gonna throw a little bit of a wrench in your plans because I mean they kind of did just die.
right. I mean, I know there's gonna be any interaction after this, but
Right. Yeah, that's true. I mean, but they're still in town though, right? Like they're not just gonna like
Right.
leave immediately because that was a long trip to get here. So,
yeah. Well,
but yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and say yeah, Robbie is fine, Kasim is fine, and Vashri is fine too.
I would like all of his assassin wives to be dead, and then I can just kill him on the spot.
A few of them die. Like
Okay,
a few
awesome.
are riddled.
Okay, well, my plan has changed. I'm just gonna kill him the next round.
Yeah,
Literally, the
Cantarius
opening
just
scene
takes
is
out
I'm
his
just gonna
staff and
stab him.
starts
Yep.
just killing off your
Yes.
assassin.
Yep.
Let me get my hammer and hit him.
annihilated, but
Well, but
But yeah, so we'll
then
figure out the details
dead, so.
next time. So this is the thing, like right, like I'm not sure if you guys thought about this, but like of course there was going to be an assassination attempt at this birthday party. Like we've already established that there's
well, I didn't expect them to have the compounding powers. I expect them to try to attack with people and get violent if they were stupid enough to try anything.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like,
there wasn't anything that could possibly done about it.
I have like I was not,
fine.
of course, not planning on the. This is not actually a steel runner, obviously, but whatever just happened, I was not planning on that. But because of the persona complication, I changed it so that he didn't die, but still bad things happened. But now that I've said that, I do have some ideas as to. Sorry, what are you saying?
You're glitching out there, David.
I'm on my laptop. I was saying, well, because under normal conventions, that would have been basically impossible because they would have had to poison my wine taster, get a really slow acting poison, which wouldn't have worked that fast, or do it in front of 50 trained assassins. So obviously there had to be magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
so
I have a pretty firm idea now of
done.
what I think happened. And I already knew immediately who. I mean, I know, I've known from the beginning who or what organization, right, like is trying to kill you. And I know the capabilities that they have.
Well, we know somebody with a magic meerkat that's fast and small.
We do.
Yeah, all I know is there isn't any reason. Like, all I meant was that there wasn't anything we would have done or reason our characters wouldn't have drank wine. Because as far as we know, there wasn't any way to poison us.
Okay.
So, because you had said that we should have known there was poison. And like, well, it didn't have been any way.
No, I didn't mean that. I just meant like narratively, like as a thing we.
Oh, I see.
The assassination attempt is what I'm saying, but yeah.
Some characters some tried to kill us, but
yeah.
Good.
But yeah, I'll figure out the details of like who might have died next time.
Man, I'm like.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
I'm like falling asleep.
All right. Let's see your beliefs and stuff real quick.
Alright, not everyone has to die. I'll do this best for my people and I'll you I'll redeem Raiden. Obviously not.
No. You specifically, I think that saving his life by not having him drink wine was significant enough to continue saying you're working towards it, right? You're working towards it.
Okay. I have very little power here. I'll find something or someone here to strengthen my people.
You're working on it.
Yeah. A white sea has been stained with innocent blood. I'll befriend Caspian, but first I must befriend his allies.
And you're also working on that. So.
Okay. If there's a problem, I'll take the lead in order to protect my people. Always redeem those who repent. Never let relentless evil roam free. Does this count as taking the lead going to a party? I almost got poisoned to death. The Nemo's probably dead. Oh wait, no, he just seated the thingy thing. I don't know. I'm tired.
Actually, wait a second. I just thought of something. So, I had an idea originally of what I think the magical power was, but I now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think that makes any sense. So I'm gonna retcon real quick here, just a small thing. So Cantarius, so you did not see a person in front of you. You just saw some sort of weird, like mystical, like looking, like just weird, like shimmering, like in the air.
Okay.
Right in front of you. You saw something that was weird, and you can probably like figure out, like by recalling it next session, like try to think about more specifically what it was. But you saw something weird, and you weren't sure what it was. So
okay. So once I think about it enough, maybe
you saw a person,
you'll have figured
right?
it out by then.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. Maybe you saw like a person in the, but it was like a split fraction of a second, and maybe it would just look like a person. Yeah. You just not entirely sure what it was. So,
right.
I just want to say that so I have give myself some narrative room to be able to figure out exactly what I want this to be.
Okay. That's good.
So Cantarius.
Yeah.
I think I want to give you. I'm gonna give you a fate point for Driven.
Okay.
Because I mean, you were very clear on befriending, like going after your goal, right? You're befriending Caspian, but it got you into trouble because you were very focused on that. You alienated Dania. So, take fate point.
Oh, okay.
All right, Caspian.
Okay. My touch has been too light, and my ambition lacks. I will secure Vashri's aid in my plans.
You did it.
You did it! You did it!
Blood
Hooray!
keeps it sacred. I will use the celebration to determine where the others Sahibas stand and then happen. Probably won't happen. I don't know if it counts as working towards it, but having a party. That's
You haven't really rolled on anything yet, or
No.
nothing related to that. So.
And then I said, the party may be an opportunity, but it's also a celebration. I will be sure my lives are recognized for all they've done. I mean, I kind of tried to do that, but I don't think anybody will remember that. So, or
You can say fate.
you guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that one's on hold.
Instincts, always have some dangerous to back you up. Prefer to win, never settle for less when you can have more, and always be the one in control. I mean, I got trouble, but I don't necessarily know what it was about me that me assassinated, so I don't know if I got anything in there specifically.
Yeah, I don't think any of them specifically contributed to that happening. So
yeah, okay.
Alrik.
All right. Crow Inquisitors are divided on unstable yet incredibly influential. I must send out the intentions of their leader. Didn't do that. Didn't really work toward that at all this time. Temple is the center of the people's influence in White Sea. The priest is the center of the temple. I must gain her trust and support.
You're working on it. You haven't gained her trust and support.
Nope. I was destined for greatness. Greatness in me still. I will build my influence in White Sea.
Still working on that. But you'd work on it because that was part of what you were doing there. So.
Influence is currency. Seek it out wherever it can be found. Didn't get me in trouble.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Always seek the interests. Fair. Always seek the interests of the people of White Sea. Didn't really get in trouble for that.
Yeah,
I figure if I ever butt heads with Caspian about that, that might
for sure
come into play. All is fair in intrigue and war. Violence is never off the table.
Yeah, if you had failed at intimidation and Harvard had tried something, then
I had to throw him out.
That probably
maybe
would have been and then he hates you forever and swears vengeance on your cow.
Well, considering I don't have a cow, we're all cool. I don't see anything else here. There we go.
That's
Connor's still on top of it.
Full circle, guys. Full circle.
I don't see anything else in here that would.
Okay, so real quick, let's go to the other.
I don't think you understand that definition anymore.
I'm sorry, guys. I apologize.
No, it's my fault. I'm just so tired.
Was there a humorous moment? Like, did anyone say something specific? Oh no! It was Josh definitely earned this when he described Alrik as standing next to the plates of armor. I just died. It was so good.
Yeah. But he also said Alt Spall, which is pretty great.
Yeah, yes, that's
was fate.
Yeah, that's fate. Yep. Anyone have the right skill at the right time?
No.
I don't think so.
So,
I like any of us with our anti-espionage, expertise that we've all developed over millions of sessions.
Yeah. Embodiment.
Stop that assassination attempt.
When a player captures the mood of the table perfectly and further drives the story onward, one person on a point is a word. Did anyone have great speeches, desperate decisions, or gruesome revenge?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Moldbreaker?
I almost killed that one sheep herder guy, or goat herder guy, but I didn't.
Yeah.
That would have been gruesome revenge.
Good, because he probably would have killed you.
If a player comes to a point in the story where his beliefs, instincts, and traits conflict with the decision he must make, a direction in which he must go, and he plays out the inner turmoil. That's a thing. Did anyone have conflicting traits and stuff? Yeah.
No, I don't think anybody had any turmoil.
To be honest, this was relatively free of conflict.
Yeah.
Just a couple of decisions, couple conversations,
and then
a really one-sided battle of persuasion at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then people dying from poison.
And then a really one-sided battle. Wait, what? What'd you say, David?
I said exactly what you were about to say.
David, did you build that goat herder
Yes.
Yeah.
character?
Yes, he did.
Of course you did.
Wait,
I just did it
no,
for fun.
I was
gave
gonna
it to
say,
Caleb.
were you gonna say that there was a one-sided battle with the goat herder? It would have been.
No, I was gonna say then there was a one-sided battle at the end where we all died.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's
the
what I was
thing.
gonna say.
Like
okay.
literally, the only actual like named character that died is Arshinis, and
Yeah,
he wasn't even very important. So,
No.
and I'm actually kind of glad he's dead because that plot thread that wasn't really going anywhere anyway can just be kind of wrapped up.
Save me some headaches and allows me to focus more heavily on what
Yep.
I'm interested in doing.
So I'm fine that he died. I'm all okay.
We all set.
Yep, we're good.
Is that it? All right.
All right, there you go. That's Pronoun Crow Inquisitors. We'll be back next week and see if I don't even know what's gonna happen. It's just be panic and lots of.
I'm gonna try to be very involved next time.
Yeah, that's all right. Like you just weren't in a place to do a whole lot, so I tried to.
I'm just
I
gonna be
think
rolling
we.
a lot of failed health tests.
Yeah, I think we passed the baton rather well this session. I think everybody got a chance to do something important. Like Cantarius, you had that conversation with Harvard and the conversation with Dania.
I got the opportunity to do something important. Did I succeed? No.
Well, it's okay. No, like Dania, that conversation with Dania, I loved that conversation. Like, it was really
yeah, me
telling
too.
about her character and your
Yeah, it was
character.
great.
Yeah, you didn't even notice. You didn't even there. It was. That was one of my favorite parts of the session. I'm sorry you missed it.
All right. That's fine.
But yeah, so we're done. There you go. We're out. We're gone. Bye.
Okay. Good night, guys.
Night.
Yeah, I gotta go.